Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel CSR Human Values and Ethics. My name is Himanshu Sharma, a final year MBA student from USMS Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University, and today we are here to discuss about the topic moral leadership. Now, to me, a moral leader is someone who leads to serve. He or she could be someone who leads to persuasion, motivation, self-awareness, and most important of all, is serving people. It is about distinguishing right from the wrong and doing the right, seeking the just, the honest, the good, the right conduct, and achieving goals and fulfilling purpose. Now, what basically distinguishes a moral leader from an ordinary leader is that these kind of leaders prioritize the other people's needs. They do not suffice on their own needs, but prioritize others. Now, moral leadership is very different kind of leadership. Rather than aspiring to being followed, moral leaders aim to serve. Instead of showcasing their own skills, moral leaders tend to develop the capacities of others. Moral leadership is not about rank. Any person holding any position can be a moral leader. But such individuals are always characterized by a deep sense of ethics and are driven by core ideals, such as justice, and are motivated by the pursuit of higher purpose. We know that there is some influence and some sense of right or wrong in every leader. Leaders have great influence over others, and moral leadership uplifts people and enhances the life of others. While on the other hand, immoral leadership swaps that opportunity from the person and it only aims to enhance oneself. Leaders most often know that what is right and what is wrong. The only question here is that how they choose to act on that particular thing and what are their internal strengths and external policies and processes that are in place that enable them to follow through on doing these right kind of things. Moving on, we have some characteristics of a moral leader. The first one being integrity. The characteristic of integrity is defined as one's ability to be honest, fair, and accept the consequences of all actions which fall under a person's responsibility. Regardless of who committed the action, integrity is a difficult characteristic to maintain, but it is easy to identify. Leaders who embrace integrity as a valued characteristic admit fault when their subordinates make mistakes and give credit to their subordinates when they succeed. Now, coming to the next one, that is selfless service. The selfless service consists of acts that are committed for betterment of society without regards to self. Such selfless acts are generally not put on public display, so they are difficult to recognize. A leader who practices true selfless service is promoted by his subordinates as an individual who should be followed. The leader is talked about in a positive manner and referred to as a hard worker who will do anything for anybody. To the next one, that is decision making. A strong leader of moral character can make decisions and accept the consequences of those decisions. Too often, a leader makes decisions but is quick to find fault in others when the consequences of his decisions result in a negative outcome. Correlating to integrity, decision making requires that a leader took all the situations honestly with an unbiased point of view. When making decisions involving people, a leader of moral character is just and consistent when considering what actions must be taken. This is especially true when considering disciplinary actions. Now, these decision making processes held up by a moral leader are very faithful and they follow a particular pattern in which they account for every person's point of view. They are not biased and they do not take decisions based only on their perspective, but take decisions on based on everyone's perspective, which are beneficial to everyone. Coming to the next is personal values. A leader of moral character has personal values that he or she will not compromise at any point of time. These are simple things that make the person who he or she is today. A good leader presents these values to others through their daily interactions and hold true to these values in all situations, not just when they are in front of the audience, but also in their personal and private lifetime. Personal values, which can consist of relationships, commitment to parenthood or education, vary according to the individual. Coming forward, we will discuss about some particular capacities and skills that a particular moral leader should have. A good personality, good communication skills, gaining intellectual control over followers, a persuasive and charismatic attitude, an unselfish approach, understanding and respecting the dignity of others, listening to the followers' feedbacks. Now, first of all, a moral leader knows how to manage themselves and how to manage their temper, their ego, and to act with nobility and rectitude. They are a visionary and affect the personal change. Moral leaders also have a highly developed sense of emotional intelligence and master key socials. They work to overcome obstacles and are skilled at the art of consultation. They build consensus and navigate diversity and establish unity. Moral leaders are conscience, that is, a moral compass of an enterprise or an organization that glue and holds it together. Researchers have consistently found that there is a direct relationship between higher level of moral development and more ethical behavior on job, including less cheating, tendency towards helpfulness of others, and reporting unethical or illegal acts. So basically, we can say that moral development and ethical behavior go hand in hand. For example, let's take example of someone who bent the course of history through their persuasion without violence. For example, Nelson Mandela, who persuades the hearts of many, promotes civil rights despite being 27 years in jail. His determination to promote equal rights in South Africa proved to be a great success, which eventually turns him into an iconic figure and a moral leader. Morality in leadership matters a lot. Moral leadership is not about telling the stakeholders that you have delivered the best results. It is about looking at yourself in the mirror and being able to tell yourself that you have done the right thing. That is the best thing according to you. It is about being able to live with your choices when these are tested against the values and not against regulation and quarterly results of an organization. It is about being able to sleep peacefully at night, not because you have won the battle, but because you have done the best you could have. In today's world, we are living through tough times, both economically and socially. The world around us is rapidly evolving and transforming. We need many more leaders who will guide us through the maze of change into the world of tomorrow that is better than today. And the leader that we love to have is, of course, none other than a moral leader.